So apparently, not training your troops is a bad thing. Hello and welcome to Civil War in Hindsight. I'm Lieutenant Tommy. With me, as always, is Prospector Johnny. And this week, Prospector, with more and more cities being liberated on the western side of Virginia, my cousin, Mifflin M. Marsh, he has sent me a box of his Marsh wheeling stogies here.
Oh, celebration. So the South has surrendered officially.
No, they haven't done that yet. But
he just sent you some
supply,
cigars.
yeah, the supply trains from Wheeling have started to come back through. Rumor has it, Johnny. The reason why I'm puffing it up, the reason why I'm celebrating, is that there are a lot of people in Western Virginia that are pro-union, and some of those delegates are getting together, meeting in Wheeling, Virginia, where these cigars are being produced, and talking about seceding from Virginia and creating their own state, Johnny. So kind of exciting.
Okay, hold on. Now Virginia, they're gone. Mm-hmm. They've seceded. Mm-hmm. And so now the western portion of it basically wants to unsecede?
They want to secede.
And do they want to secede and become their own third country? Yeah. Or do they want to...
So they want to rejoin.
So they want to be... Okay, so they want to unsecede.
They want to unsecede.
And come back.
As a new state. No name has been proposed as of yet, but Wheeling is being talked about as the capital for this future.
Hell yeah! So we get a chance to name a new state. That's pretty dope. If that's the case, like we can name it something unique and cool. That's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, we'll see how that all pans out. Moving forward.
Yeah.
But this week, Johnny, it's going to open up on June 7th with essentially all government offices in the North being shut down for Senator Douglas's funeral, like we talked about last week.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, yeah, just an honorary type. Mm-hmm. Yeah, R.I.P.
R.I.P., A smoking cigar in your memory, I guess. On June 8th, Johnny, Tennessee citizens will vote on secession, and no surprise here, they're going to vote that they're seceding, which the government has already seceded. We knew this was going to happen. Really surprising.
Wait, they're already gone.
You already marked it because
I already gave in.
Their government, they're government.
I was about to throw Kentucky under the bus here. They're still cool, right?
Kentucky
they're still good.
They're neutral. They said we're not seceding.
All right.
We're not
good for you.
In the fight. Yeah, we're doing.
Yeah, they're like, we're in the middle of this and we don't want to be.
Yeah, we don't want to be in the middle of this. Please don't fight in our state if you could avoid it.
Just bypass it.
Go around. Yep, go around. What is surprising here, though, is that on the eastern part of the state, citizens voted against secession 2-1. So we may have another western part of Virginia situation brewing up here.
Hold on. So Virginia. So basically, the heart of Virginia, the center of it, is all pro. They're the ones that are pro secession.
Yeah, it went.
And then both kind of edges are.
Yeah, the vote went something like 100 and some odd thousand for secession and like 20 some odd thousand against it. And most of those 20 odd thousand were on the eastern part of the state.
Okay, so basically, Virginia's a pretty mixed bag here. There's a lot of people for
Tennessee.
a lot of
Tennessee.
This is Tennessee now.
Tennessee.
Oh, okay. So we have a Virginia situation in Tennessee.
Yeah, we got both.
So we might have two new states that are like, hey, we don't want to.
Yeah, you got the western part of Virginia that says we didn't want to secede, and you got the eastern part of Tennessee that says we don't want to secede.
That's kind of its own little pocket there, right? Like,
it's very
those
much,
people are kind of connected, ish.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, good.
We'll see what
let's either get Tennessee or a portion of Tennessee back, I guess.
Yeah, without even having to go to war, we got people that are.
We haven't had to do anything since, and all we're doing is taking their shit.
Yep. Also on
kind of like they took ours, but like it was in their state. Anyway, we're taking it back.
We're taking it back. We're taking what should have never been gone. Also on the 8th, Governor John Letcher of Virginia is going to turn over the state troops to the Confederacy, so they will now be operating as one entity as opposed to like trying to be an independent state force in addition to the Confederate troops.
Okay.
He's like, all of Virginia troops are now a part of the Confederacy.
Well, shit.
This is going to leave Robert E. Lee out of a job because Robert E. Lee was the
Bye.
Overall commander of those state troops, and now that they're under the Confederacy is like, I don't know what to do. So he's going to move to Richmond and act as an advisor to President Jefferson Davis. So we'll see how that.
Let's take it easy on the President Jefferson Davis talk. Okay, the can we call it we have to come up with a different term because he's not our president. He's not a president. He's a freaking traitor who got put in charge. Like he's
the false prophet.
Yeah, the TP, the traitor president.
TP, I like the TP. Yeah, so TP Davis, he's going to be operating underneath him as an advisor. So we'll see how that plans out. On June 9th, federal troops are going to move out of Newport News, Virginia, and Fort Monroe to attack Confederate positions at Big Bethel and Little Bethel, which are two churches just outside of Newport News, Virginia.
I would imagine Big Bethel did much better than Little Bethel did.
You're foreshadowing here, Johnny. You're right. That's exactly how it plays out.
I mean, it's big versus little. I mean, not every story can be David versus Goliath.
Nope. So the plan here is that General Butler, who's in command of all the Union troops in that area, especially in Fort Monroe, he's going to send 3,500 troops and 2 columns to engage Confederate troops under Colonel John B. Magruder.
Take it to him.
The problem is Magruder has set up pretty good defensive positions around Marsh Creek, around Little Bethel and Big Bethel.
Oh,
and he's essentially having his troops there as a come and get me.
Come at me type. So he kind of knows it's coming, but he was able to dig in his feet a little bit, which obviously is troublesome when you're trying to attack something because it's harder. It's hard to take things.
It's hard to take things from people who are expecting you to take them. So Butler takes the bait and wants to go and get these guys. So his plan is that he's going to have Massachusetts militia General Ebenezer Pierce lead the attack, while he himself stays in Fort Monroe because.
So we have an Ebenezer leading the charge.
So we've got Ebenezer leading the charge, and Butler.
That's a solid. He's like, you know what? Name
I don't need to.
Like that.
Yeah, I don't need to engage. I'm gonna stay in the fort where it's safe.
Wait. But his job was to.
Yeah, he's
right.
He's,
Did I mishear you?
No.
He was supposed to lead a charge.
Butler is the overall commander, but he's not commanding the troops in the field. He's leaving over Ebenezer Pierce, who is, by all accounts, a very brave man, but has absolutely zero military training or experience.
So that should be fine. Troops. How hard can it be? Like, you just have to go fight, go do your thing, charge, bang.
Yeah, the plan is we're going to march out at night under the cover of darkness to surprise attack at dawn, which is also fine.
Oh, why at dawn? Why not just surprise attack? I guess because you can't see either.
Surprise attack, and then we're going to march them in 2 columns, one to Little Bethel, take over Little Bethel first, and then hit Big Bethel.
Easy peasy.
All in surprise.
Nice.
All in surprise.
Okay. So this is Ebenezer's plan.
No, this is Butler's plan with Ebenezer.
So Butler is just telling.
He's giving the plan. He's
and he's like, you all go do this. Yeah. I'm going to chill by the fire.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So he knows that his troops aren't really trained. These are all new recruits. Nobody's really had.
How could they be? They've been recruited over the past month?
Yeah, over the past month.
Do they have any sort of initial onboarding training where they come in and do this is how you. Most people should know how to fire a gun, but they might not have access to muskets or whatever, and so there's none little to none of that. Ahead of time.
Little to none of that.
Okay.
And so
Great.
Butler recognizes that this might be a problem, especially since they're going in uncharted.
It might be.
They're going
maybe.
They're going into uncharted territory without any real experiences, not knowing where the Confederate positions officially even are.
And I'm sorry, and I'm sure you've said this. Where are we in the country?
Virginia, Eastern.
Virginia, which is a little bit.
It's a big
well, Eastern is less so, but it's a lot of
and
forests and some hills and mountains and stuff. It's a rough terrain.
So Butler comes up with a code word named Boston for his troops. That they're supposed to yell out Boston before they shoot an attack, and if the other Boston, all right, they're all on our side. They're
Marco Polo?
Marco Polo. They're also supposed to wear white handkerchiefs or rags around their left arm to indicate friendly troops.
Okay, that's good. That's great.
But
now, if somebody just yells something, though, call me a sheep or a follower, but whatever. But if somebody just, like, in the street or whatever, yelled something at me, I'd probably just yell the same thing back.
Yeah, Marco. Well, it doesn't.
And they're like, hey, bro, I don't know, anesthesia. I'd be like, anesthesia. Just because I don't know what they're doing. They're just shouting. I'm just going to repeat it.
It doesn't matter, Johnny, because whatever staff officer that was in charge of relaying that message from Butler over to Ebenezer.
No, that got lost in
the
game of
they forgot.
Telegraph.
They forgot to give those instructions. And so,
oops.
So Ebenezer's going to leave without
knowing how. And so basically that instruction was essentially just to protect your fellow man, right? To be like, who's on our side, who's not.
Yeah.
Because at this point we don't know who, like. Wait, do we have uniforms for all these people?
We each state, each unit has their own uniform design. There's no uniformity to it at all.
So that's why you need this, because you don't know who you're shooting at. It's everybody's in their own little regiment, and you got to figure out, is that a good guy, bad guy?
Yep.
We should really figure out some colors.
Yeah, we should. So around 4 a.m. on June 10th, Johnny, the 7th New York is going to open fire on the 3rd New York, mistaking them for Confederates.
Wait, no! What? No! That's your people. Nobody yelled Boston?
Nobody yelled Boston because they didn't know to yell Boston.
Because
Nobody was
didn't
wearing
get
white
that
handkerchiefs
memo.
because they didn't wear. And the 3rd New York.
That telegraph.
Yeah, the 3rd New York was wearing gray uniforms.
Which, okay, what? That...
Because that's where a lot of
everybody's wearing different ones, but why? What's...
A lot of the rebels have been starting to wear gray.
So they're tending gray.
We tend blue already, but
we tend blue.
But
all right, so let's establish that, and like maybe, I don't know, put on
but we haven't done that.
Color.
So
I'm saying we need to, because we need to go ahead and get people like this shouldn't have happened.
This shouldn't have happened. So as the 7th is approaching Little Bethel Church, the 3rd is also approaching Little Bethel Church.
As planned.
They must be Confederates.
Because a bunch of dudes with guns. And
then
once one round goes off, I'm sure both sides. If someone shoots at you, you shoot back. You don't be like, wait, no, you're on my side.
And by the way, once these shots get fired, it pretty much becomes obvious to the Confederates that something fucky's going on.
I mean, yeah. So they have two, not armies, but regiments or whatever coming at them, and then. So they're probably sitting in their little forts or whatever, and then they start hearing banging going on. They're like, "Oh, we're under siege. We're under fire. This is bad." And they look out the window, like, "Wait, who's that? And who's that? And why are they shooting each other?"
So after this little bit of a whoopsie, Ebenezer Pierce, General Ebenezer Pierce is going to pull a lot of his men back south to New Market Bridge to assess the situation and see what the hell is going on.
So did they figure out what was happening, or did one just win and retreat?
Well, they do it. Well, you're not far off on either accounts. They sort of do figure it out. There are at least 40 men from the 3rd New York who hightail it and run over to Fort Hampton and say, "We're being cut down by a large Confederate force," which... By the way,
and so those were the ones not in gray. The other ones were the ones in gray.
These are the ones that
the ones in gray
ran back to
the
Hampton.
Ones wearing the traitors' colors, essentially,
went back
which they don't know yet. And maybe not. Maybe they'll choose yellow. I don't know, because they're a bunch of yellow bellies. But so they went back and they're like, "We're under attack."
Yep. And so reinforcements do get sent down. Okay. The Confederates at Little Bethel, who are not. This is not a fortified position at Little Bethel, go, "Oh shit, if they stop shooting at each other, start shooting at us."
If maybe they figured out their mistake, we're in trouble.
Because there's only 1,400 Confederates total between Little Bethel and Big Bethel, and there's 3,500 Union guys. So this is, numbers aren't on their side.
Okay. Yeah, and it's probably split up like 75-25 to Little Bethel, Big Bethel on kind of the names of
So Little Bethel's going to retreat over to the entrenchments behind Marsh Creek. So they're like, "We're back. We ruled, we lured them in. Let's go back to the fortified positions." So they retreat back.
Yeah.
As they retreat back, the Union troops that haven't left decide to burn the church, because that's what you do.
I mean, that you burn everything, right? Like that's how you declare victory, is you light it on fire.
Maybe maybe we shouldn't burn a church, but whatever. We're like,
okay, but it's a Confederate church.
Yeah,
and so what kind of God are they worshiping? Not our God.
Yeah, not our God.
They're worshiping some traitor god. Lucifer is probably.
Yeah,
it's probably a Satan's church because Satan, Lucifer was a traitor too.
Yeah, Union troops burned those church. Several Confederate scouts are going to be shot and wounded as the Union moved to Big Bethel church. They're going to find.
So they moved on. They're like, we got it, bang,
yeah,
boom.
that was the plan.
Done.
Take
Let's
Little
go.
Bethel,
and then move to
Big.
Yeah.
As they're moving to Big Bethel, they shoot a couple of Confederate scouts. They also find a slave and several other civilians who report to them that the Confederates have like 4,000 guys and 20 cannons. They do not. They have like They have like 1,500 guys and like 5 cannons. But
yeah, to be fair, I am one of those people that cannot look at a crowd and guess the size within 20,000 people.
Yeah.
I could look at a crowd of like a group of 50 people and not get within 20,000 of it.
Yeah. But they also report that it's very heavily defended.
But that's nice to know. I mean, you want to exaggerate on the right side, they're doing that. It's like now the North is going to be over prepared to go in against them instead of underprepared.
And Ebenezer Pierce, he goes in with a little bit of caution. From 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., there are some shots fired between these fortified positions, but not a lot of actual anything happens.
So it's just noise. They're just
long story short,
bored and pang, and that's that.
After all this noise, Ebenezer Pierce goes, this kind of did not go as planned, so I'm going to go ahead and pull back to my original positions, which is what he does. He retreated. Yeah, we lost.
Your job is to take it.
Yeah,
take it.
After all these cities that we've already started to take, the Union has their first loss.
So we basically ran into a wall.
We run into a wall, and we're like, yeah, we're not doing it. After everything
because the Confederates decided to fight back instead of just hightailing.
Yeah. So after everything
not good.
No, after everything's said and done, the Union loses 18 killed, 53 wounded. This is including the friendly fires. Actually, most of this is all from. Most of these are from the friendly fires.
I mean, it's not funny. These are real people who have lost their lives recently, and I'm sorry. It's
what?
But this is a little bit of the truth of war.
This is a clown show. It's a clown show.
Oh, I mean, it's garbage. Yeah, it's so maybe. Okay, so all right, let's.
Go back to the drawing board.
Let's look at this. No. I mean, yes, but let's look at the silver lining. Okay, most of the casualties came from Union soldiers to Union soldiers, so at least we're pretty good at fighting.
The Confederates are going to lose 1 scout killed, and then 9 other soldiers wounded. So not a great
woof.
Start.
No, that is
bad.
We got a scout.
Mm-hmm. A scout.
All right, okay. I'm gonna adjust my timeline on when this war is gonna end a little bit. I'm gonna say August. Because at this point, like, they have a little resistance, but again,
go back to the drawing board a little bit.
We did ourselves. Like we did it ourselves in. Like we killed. That was who we fought was us.
We did.
It was like a scrimmage, like a practice, but with live rounds.
Yeah. So that's the Battle of Little Bethel and Big Bethel. On the 11th, delegates representing pro-Union elements are going to meet in Wheeling, Virginia, to discuss seceding from Virginia.
Yes.
So
let's do it. Let's get part of a state back, I guess.
Right? Also, but this is where the news gets worse. So good news there, Wheeling, yay cousin.
Good for you. Yeah, that's awesome. But this is a big opportunity for you and your family to build generational wealth.
Remember the issues that we had in Wheeling, where not Wheeling, in Missouri. In Missouri. Remember the issues that we had in Missouri, where the governor, who's kind of pro-South,
right? Yeah.
And
would encourage and enable.
We had that whole riot where people got war crimes.
Riot crimes,
war crimes. We shot on people.
Little bit of war.
We definitely shot on people.
Military. Did
so General Lyons comes in to try to calm things down. After giving all the guns up, taking the guns from Missouri up to Chicago. Yeah, when he gets back, he's trying to calm things down. Things have seemed to come to a
people got bored with rioting.
They have a meeting And they both look at each other, and this means war is set across the table.
Yeah, war's already there. What do you mean? What do you mean? War within the state? What? Missouri?
So General Nathaniel Lyon and pro-Confederate Governor Claiborne Jackson, of Missouri, they cannot come to terms in St. Louis. So what we've had before was that Claiborne Jackson's troops, the state militia, would control day-to-day law operations, and Nathaniel Lyon would keep the federal troops in their current position.
Yeah, we had that kind of military police type deal, but also real police, and they separate their duties.
Yeah, as long as the law and order was being maintained, General Lyons would kind of keep his troops kind of sort of where they were. But General Lyons gets sick of this and says that he would rather see everyone in the sod before allowing a state to dictate federal troop movement. So what's happened is the governor is trying to tell Lyons he can't move his troops anywhere. Lyons is saying, no, I'll move my troops wherever the hell I want.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, so he's going ahead and saying, no, federal is bigger and better and more powerful than the state. So, we each have authority here, and we'll do what we want.
Yeah,
this is military police. This is like dictatorship type stuff.
Yeah, so General Lyon is going to he's going to take all of his troops and quickly move down to Jefferson City, Missouri, and burn all the bridges along the way that are in strategic positions, and say,
Jesus.
Yeah, that's not helping. That's
a destruction of government property.
And the week
that comes with quite the hefty.
And the week is going to end, Johnny, on the 12th and 13th with Governor Jackson asking for 50,000 men to protect Missouri from General Lyon. So we'll see how that plays out.
Jesus.
In the next few weeks. That's it for this week in Civil War in Hindsight. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and join us on our other channel of Historic Hindsight, where we talk about all kinds of random things, like how we educated the Indians to be not so Indian.